Good evening, my name is Naomi Gibson, and tonight we are going to discuss forensic psychology. Thank you for joining me. What compels the mind to commit acts of crime, from the petty thief to ruthless murder of innocent victims? In most humans, we have self-control over our actions. However, not everyone can control their impulses. The cognitive ability to see right and wrong can go haywire, and the individual ends up committing a heinous crime. But because our brains are easily influenced, we need to hold self-control at a higher level over intelligence. When we see someone displaying a level of disturbance in their behavior and they lash out, we need to talk to them and see if we can't lower the level of red they are displaying in their words and actions. Part of the job description of a forensic psychologist is to study the perpetrators with the hope of understanding their mental capacity for knowing the difference between right and wrong. The areas of need are anger management, for those that lash out due to unstable mental cognitive abilities in controlling their behavior. What is forensic psychology? Study of the human mind within the law. The branch of psychology with clinical specialties that interacts with the law. Forensic psychologist gives the ability to elaborate personality and behavioral descriptions of perpetrators during trials and criminal cases. A forensic psychologist can provide assessments, treatments, and evaluation to forensic settings. They conduct research and experimentation in other areas of psychology, i.e. cognitive ability and social ability, to the legal arena. This would include applying results from studies in areas such as cognitive psychology to legal questions. Can the defendant be declared as legally insane? Can they stand trial for a crime they committed? Why the sudden interest in forensic psychology? Now, this I found to be true. Everyone loves a good drama-based movie or TV show, such as Criminal Minds, CSI, NCIS, and so many more. They tend to grab my heartstring and have me sitting on the edge of my seat, as well as helping solve the crime before the show ends. And each one of these shows wouldn't let you down. I've enjoyed every one of them. But for a real-life forensic psychologist, they are more behind-the-scenes type of career. Their main purpose is in the courtroom, giving analysis on the subject of whether or not the perpetrator knew what he was doing was right or wrong. One way is by having a forensic psychologist sit down with the defendant to see if he or she is considered mentally fit to stand trial. Branches of forensic psychology: clinical forensic psychology, developmental forensic psychology, social forensic psychology, criminal investigative services, criminal profiling, rehabilitation centers, and following crime trends. The one aspect that caught my eye with forensic psychology is the criminal profiling. I like to be able to look at a person, look at their case, look at their profile, and describe them as a person so that people, policemen, courts, juries, judges can understand who this person is, and not just looking at their actions. There are many misconceptions to what forensic psychologist does. They are not the same as forensic science. And the key component of forensic psychology is not just criminal profiling. And work does not take place in jails and crime scenes, mostly courthouses and behind the scenes with research. And you may not need a forensic psychology degree as a forensic psychologist. However, you do need a PhD to have a level of accreditation within your peers. And you don't really need to have a law degree either. You can further your education by taking some law classes, but it's not necessary. Criminal psychology is actually working with criminals to understand their behavior and their mental processes. This is how we understand a criminal's brain and how it works, their wills and their intentions. Everything under the umbrella of criminal behavior and activity. Criminal psychology is related to the field of criminal anthropology and studies what makes someone commit a crime and their reactions after the crime, once caught or while the criminal is still on the run. A criminal psychologist would also have to show up for court as a witness to help give the jury a picture of who the defendant is and how to help get them into the mindset of said criminal. Criminal ecology is a study of criminal behavior within a community. Criminal demography is a study of the relationship between the criminal and the population. Criminal epimology is the study between the criminal and the environment. Criminal physical anthropology is the study of the criminal relations to the human race. And the victimology is the study of the victim that was affected by the criminal and their actions during and after the crime was committed. Forensic science. This is also a misconception. The reason for the confusion between forensic science and forensic psychology and criminal psychology. Forensic science is a study of evidence collected from crime scenes. Forensic psychology is a study of the mind within the law. Criminal psychology is a study of the criminals and their cognitive ability to discern right and wrong. I directed my mind to know, to investigate, and to seek wisdom, and an explanation to know the evil of folly and the foolish of madness. That's Ecclesiastes 7:25. So how would you spend your time as a forensic psychologist? As you can see, basically reviewing case evaluations, writing, and completing paperwork. It's the main department that covers all aspects of criminal activity and is the area that is behind the scenes, and not only works with police departments with understanding the criminal mind, but also works within the court systems and legal family court cases. A forensic psychologist evaluates a criminal by observing their actions and body language, questioning their thought processes, and interprets how people relate to others in midst of situations they are in by observing their behavior. On a side note, in order to become a forensic psychologist, a doctorate degree is a must. Without a PhD, you will find yourself stuck on the ladder instead of moving up, and you will inevitably be doing more paperwork and research over reactions in criminals. Thank you so much, you guys, for taking your time to watch my video, and I appreciate all of your input. Have a nice night.